Hello, everyone, and happy International Women's Day. Today being a Saturday, we are just trying to be as casual as we can. However, major events are happening on Monday at various workplaces and other organizations where women will be attending. So it's like having 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to celebrate women. I'll let us introduce ourselves as we come on board. I can see Aderibigbe Christiana Omonike. So I'll start first. Her Royal Majesty Queen Dr. Yewande Okunoro Yekenu, and I'm a queen in Nigeria and a queen in Malawi, and I'm a princess from Shagamu. I'm putting all these kingdoms together, and as well as kingdoms across 30 countries, makes me the Grand Duchess. I do have a king, for those that may be wondering. So I do have a king I report to. I'm the International Human Rights Commission Ambassador in United Kingdom and Multinational Volunteers Coordinator for United Kingdom, Ireland, USA, Canada, and Mexico, basically UK and North America region. And even before I became a queen in Malawi, I adopted SMM IHRC Malawi, which I founded. Thank you very much. Over to you, Aderibigbe Christian Almonike. Please introduce yourself, ma'am. We can't hear you, ma'am.
Okay, I'm coming.
We can't hear. We can hear you. We
Oh,
can't see you, but it's okay.
can you see me now?
Yes, ma'am. Very good.
Okay.
You are muted now.
Okay, you want me to speak?
Yes, ma'am. Please introduce
Oh,
yourself.
good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
I'm
ma'am.
Ambassador Aderigbe Christiana, a member, a financial secretary of United Nations Association of Nigeria.
Okay.
Glad to be in the meeting.
You're welcome, ma. You're welcome,
Thank
ma.
you. Thank you, ma.
Yes, and the moderator has just arrived. Iman, Iman is joining us. Iman is here. She's my office assistant. She's the office assistant to the ambassador in United Kingdom. She's an undergraduate law student in London. Iman, you're late.
Yeah,
So
sorry, I just got back.
okay, so
Yeah.
we're introducing ourselves. So happy International Women's Day. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Thank you. Happy International Women's Day to everyone as well.
We
Um,
can see you. We can see you, Iman.
oh, one second. Hello.
Hello.
Happy International Women's Day. My name is Iman. I'm the office assistant to the UK ambassador. Um, I'm a law student here in London. I'm in my second year and I'm specializing in international law.
Thank you very much, Iman. Happy International Women's Day. So this month is also Women's History Month. So
Yeah.
we're going to be having a celebration for women. So today is the opening ceremony, and that's why we're getting to know each other. So we have about 33 women. Two didn't want to be in the WhatsApp group for reasons personal to them. So Ambassador Aderibigbe here is from Nigeria. She's part of the United Nations Association of Nigeria. She's introduced herself, and we'll be adding her to the WhatsApp group. So, ma'am, I'll be happy if you can. I'm sure you got my number from Professor Lutimo, the link rather. Ambassador
Our
Aderibigbe.
president. Yes, I got the number. I got the link through him.
Okay.
It's our president. Yes.
Okay, Iman, are you happy to share your number in the WhatsApp in the chat group, please? So
Yes.
that she can connect with you on WhatsApp and we add her to the group. So we want that list of 50 global women, completed by Tuesday, and then each person can send their what do they call it now? They can send their profile pictures, because it's difficult getting women putting their profile pictures together, and they may need help writing, because there's some people, Nigerian English, US English, UK English. So that's your job to make sure everything is properly written. I've done my draft. I'm number 11. And Christina De Silvio, she works with the United States Foreign Trade Institute as their representative. So she's like an Italian ambassador, in representing Europeans living in America. She's not here now, but her picture is going to be used as the cover picture of the magazine, and she's giving us for free. So we're grateful to her. Although I would normally mix her up, she looks like the First Lady of America. She does, but yeah, we're grateful to have her picture as the cover picture, and that's why she's number one. She's the co-chair for Europe and Australia on the air ambulance project. So for those that don't know, we're building an air ambulance, and one of our volunteers has done the sketches. She was a student at San Diego State University. She's changed schools now. So she was an aerospace engineering intern at International Human Rights Commission, and that means International Human Rights Commission will be responsible for expenses. So if somebody's sketching a plane for you, they need paper, they need pencil, and Textron Aviation in Europe and Textron Aviation in Kansas are responsible for building. So we want more students like that who are girls in engineering. Yeah. So she's my daughter. I'm proud of her. Girls in engineering, girls in science, not just that, but girls in all disciplines, girls that as long as they go to school, we want to go to their place of learning, and I know today is Saturday, so we're not expecting so many people. And in this meeting already, we have people, someone from Nigeria, someone from UK. I'm representing North America. I always have to represent America. My heart belongs to America. However, I'm a Malawian queen in this meeting. So when I'm giving endorsements, for those, there's somebody sent me an hello. I don't think I should listen. This is too late to be asking me to join the meeting, do what you're recording. Yeah, so we have someone from Nigeria, UK. I'm representing North America. There's a lot happening in the US right now, so we're not going to be endorsing anybody with a US flag, because we don't know what the president is going to say about it. Because if you endorse an American, I'm going to be sworn in under the state of California, for example, when I become a fellow. My heart belongs to California, though is a US federal fellow. How would it be, for somebody who maybe the government has tagged, so we're not allowed to endorse anybody for public office. We're not. So for this International Women's Day, if you are in this meeting, you're going to be endorsed for International Women's Day. And for those that are not in the meeting, you'll be endorsed for for Women History Month, sorry. So we have two endorsements. International Women's Day, that's today, for those that made it to the meeting or they're trying to log in and they are unable to join, and then, so Women's History Month, we want to promote, many people don't know about Women History Month. So that's why we want to promote Women History Month. So for all nominees, it's automatic. They are being endorsed for Women History Month, so that if we are going to have this kind of meeting twice, thrice in the month of March, we need it, because people want to come out, they want to speak, they want to express themselves. So instead of us having WhatsApp phone calls, it's better we have it like this. So I wouldn't waste too much time today, because we all have celebrations at various places that we want to join. So I'll just read a few things, and I want you to be active. So today we are looking at women in leadership, the barriers to women in leadership, precisely. So the theme for International Women's Day 2025 is, what's it now? Moving forward. So if we are all moving forward as women and girls, so it's for all women and girls. We need to move forward. And that being said, I'll share my screen. So I'm new to designing things. I'm new to designing things by AI and stuff like that. Let me know if you can see my screen. Yeah, I think you can see it.
Yes. It
Yeah,
has
so
started sharing, but nothing is visible.
okay. Yeah, it says you can see my screen now. Yeah, so I didn't want too many people in the meeting today so that we'll be able to pass the message across. So the barriers that women in leadership face, if you look at this picture, I'm sure you can see yourself there, whatever you feel, represents you. But this is a picture that looks like working class women. So we have another one I did for queens. So there are queens, women that don't go to work as soon as their husbands, maybe becomes the governor or president of a country or a king, they become housewives, not really housewives. They run an office called first lady, but it's like if they are not married to the incumbents, then that's the end. Their office automatically closes down, if anything happens to their marriage. And that's why the government is really strict with when you're getting married as a politician, we need to know who your wife is at all times. So when you're sworn in, we need to know who is the first lady. And we don't have first ladies, even if you have 10 wives. So despite the fact that we always try to include everybody, there's still issues like cultural differences that we face. I mean, it's not fair when you marry 5 wives and you become, somebody high and you want to be sworn in and they say, who's the first lady? Excuse me, they are all first ladies as long as they're married, to the man who's the king or the governor or the president. So the men are the ones, causing the trouble because you need to identify first ladies, and identify with their culture. So I'll just read through a little bit of summary I did. Women in leadership face barriers, including gender bias, stereotypes, lack of mentorship, unequal access to opportunities, and challenges in balancing work and family responsibilities. For many women in the group, they've got children, they've got babies. I know some of my translators who are about to be married or had children recently, but they do the work. Many of my translators are women and many are mothers, so we're going to celebrate them during Mother's Day. Mother's Day, the theme is going to be mother tongue because without even going to school, your mother is going to teach you everything you need to know in your language. Ask a woman, tell her something, and she'll say it to her child in mother tongue. So when we're saying Mother's Day, we want to celebrate mother tongue. If you can speak your mother tongue, then that's what you should be celebrating. Buy a book for your mom that's written in her language so that she may not be educated, but you are able to speak your language because of her. So it's a form of education. You must understand that the mother tongue is a language of instruction. Whatever you are today, a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, it doesn't matter. As long as your mother was able to teach you something in your mother tongue and you could go to school, and maybe your mother tongue, if you're lucky, your mother tongue is English and your school language is English, then you're lucky. But for some people, their mother tongue is different. And when they go to school, it causes issues because when they get home and the teacher says, oh, go do your homework. Hey, there's nothing like homework. The child is in school to learn, and when they get home, they rest and play. So when you take homework to go meet a woman who's never been to school, what are you trying to say? So we need people to understand that every woman deserves to be celebrated, whether they're educated or not. So International Women's Day is usually focused more on generally women of all caliber we've got indigenous women. We have women who don't speak a word in English, but they are great. So when we are saying we want to endorse women, we're talking about people like the president of Mexico, who's female and who's dealing with a lot right now. Endorsing her, for example, if she gets it, I'm going to try and get it to her, and she's going to be happy, because it's Women's Month, but people don't recognize women at top. In fact, the higher you go, the more difficult it is for you. So International Human Rights Commission endorsing her is just endorsing her as a woman, not as president. But for her to be at that stage as a female, she's done well, battling with US and Canada neighbors that think they're superior. No country is higher than the other. You just have maybe more natural resources and things like that. We have gender bias and stereotypes, which I mentioned. Lack of mentorship is where I want to focus on. Limited mentorship. Women may lack access to mentors and sponsors who can champion their advancements, particularly in a male-dominated field. There's another thing I saw that says, on the mentorship, we still have lack of role models. So work-life balance, I've talked about, is family responsibilities, and that's why some are not here because it's a Saturday and the children are, all over the place. So that's why celebrations are happening on Monday. And lack of flexibility. We have gender pay gap. We have discrimination. There's something I'm trying to find. It says something about the society. Yes. Old boy networks. Most times you see old boys, off maybe a Methodist grammar school. I know my dad never used to miss his old boys meeting when he was when he was alive. He attended Methodist Boys High School, and they always had their meetings, and it was like a dinner at all times, annual dinner. And I was like, well, you left the school even before I was born. You left the school in the 70s. And why are you still going to a meeting in 2020 something? That's the power of Old Boys Association and school alumni. And it's not even university alumni, it's high school alumni. But we don't have an alumni association where women, I spoke about Old Boys and Dr. Maduka is joining us. Yes, in all fairness, when men have their meeting, we are not invited. But immediately we call a women's party, the men want to be there, so they want to know what we're talking about. So Dr. Maduka has joined. We always have to have a man. in most conferences, if they say it's Father's Day, we are not expected, but when we have Women's Day, they can join. Dr. Maduka, you are welcome. So he's the registrar on our project for the internship program. So Ambassador Aderibigbe, I'm sure you did get that before Dr. Maduka joined. So we want an association where women, can look back and say, oh, I attended this university, I attended this high school. Many people don't go to university after high school. So some people probably dropped out before their A levels. So how do you organize an old girls meeting when some people probably maybe had children and they couldn't further their education? For me, I've never attended an old girls meeting or alumni. I attended a mixed school anyway, but I don't like catching up on old times. I like to just move forward. So it depends on the individual. I'll just write, okay, can I send my contribution? That's all right. And maybe the current students can have a new library, computers at the cafe for the students. Yeah, things like that. But calling me to come and have a dinner for old girls, no, I don't do, remembering, oh, you remember what happened when we were 16 and, I went to boarding school. I think that's enough, and I don't have a brother, myself and my sisters, the four of us, so it's just like living among girls all my life and you call for an old girl. So it depends on the individual, but everyone knows that I'm a supporter of women. I always do that. So after giving I'll stop share, and now let's Iman, my office assistant, to give me one or two barriers to women in leadership
Thank you. First of all, that was wonderful. I think those are such important topics and such important conversations that are often overlooked. So it's very refreshing to finally have those addressed and have them spoken about, especially on a day like this. Um, Obviously, I love the point about the lack of mentorship and role models and about the lack of presence of a female equivalent for an all-boys club. I also think another barrier that women in leadership face would be the stigma around how they got there. I think there's so much backlash for a woman in power. If she's being authoritative, she can be seen as like bossy or overbearing, whereas if a man would be doing the same things, he's just called a good leader. So I think the stigma around just women being comfortable in positions of leadership and how society can't handle that is definitely a barrier. And second would be just the same thing, but how women project themselves and how often a lot of women find the need to like soften themselves or make themselves more in a feminine in like a societal way to be well received rather than being comfortable in their confidence and in their authority like the women in this room are.
Thank you very much. Dr. Chidi Maduka, uh, he's my senior colleague. He's a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Management, chartered. Maduka, please unmute yourself and give us, in 2 minutes, a few words for women leaders. We're talking about barriers to women in leadership, barriers they face.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening from Nigeria. I want to appreciate you, Dr. Yetwande, for putting together this meeting. Sorry. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Already entered the platform. Okay, good evening, everyone. I already entered the platform 1 hour ago, and I was reminded by Dr. Yetwande that UK is 1 hour behind us. Okay, so I had to join again now. I want to appreciate every one of you and say happy International Women's Day to all of you. First and foremost, I want to commend our women are doing great jobs all over the world, and we really stand by you and encourage what you're doing. I think in terms of barriers, just let me mention one or two. Some of the barriers that are hindering women is one, stigmatization, and then at times the societal mental beliefs that are against women. And that's why personally I am somebody who I love mentoring a lot of women. I mentor women groups, women organizations, because I strongly believe that when you empower women, you're empowering the nation and you're empowering the whole world. So these are some of the barriers, and we want to see how to break down those barriers. And then I think also some cultural misgivings and cultural belief systems that puts women behind are very, very wrong. And these are some of the barriers that are hindering women in leadership. So a lot of times women come into leadership with this mindset of all the baggages they are carrying, baggages of cultural limitations, of stigmatization, and of, that kind of just the societal belief against women. And then let me quickly add this. This one is what I would call pull her down syndrome amongst women. This one is where you women need to work on yourselves. I notice that a lot of women pull themselves down, aside from the societal beliefs against them from men. Many women pull themselves down. So I want to see you people uniting a lot, working with one another and supporting each other. Thank you. Let me stop there for now.
Thank you very much, Dr. Maduka. I'll let Ambassador Aderibigbe speak on barriers to women leaders. Please unmute yourself, ma'am.
Happy International Women's Day once again. I'm very grateful to be part of this meeting and also thank Daddy Dr. Maduka for being he for she. In fact, he spoke a lot on what women leadership faced. I think some of the contribution I want to add to it is the marital issues. Women leadership face a lot of issues concerning marriage. If one's husband doesn't believe in women leadership, there may be problem at home. Some men want their wife to be 24 hours focused on them. And in a situation like that, a person cannot be in two places at the same time. If you don't have a secured man that believes that he has something to render to your generation, once potential might not be impactful. Secondly, is the issue of society. I think Doctor has said that. People like me now, I came from Oyo State in Nigeria. It's a little bit, I don't know, maybe I can say rural aspect of it. Thank God I'm doing a lot. But before people believe in me, it took me a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of awareness. People know you, they know the time you were born, they know the school one went, they know one background. And to not just come and say you want to gather them, gather who? For what? So with this, one we have to work a lot. So there another one is religion ethics, religion barrier. In some religion aspects that we all know, especially if it is not a Christian religion, the other religion, Muslim doesn't believe in women to lead. You can't see women organize prayer for men, for where. Even some part of Christian, women cannot, some people still believe that women should not lead. I think it's one of the parts in the Bible that women should not preach. So these three aspects, religion bias, society or community, and then marital. Let me stop for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma. Yes, as I said, today is Saturday, and a lot of people have plans for the weekend, so we don't want to take much of your time. I've been out today. I've been out and about in town this morning, and everywhere was, filled, people taking, their women out to celebrate them. So the whole month, as I said, is Women's History Month. And I did tell Iman to get me the names of 10 women in the UK because Dr. Maduka, you've been seeing a lot of endorsements from, women outside, and people think, oh, these endorsements are bringing in money. Yes, they should be bringing in money, but we've been doing a lot of volunteering, and we've had people support us. People let us use their house, or their office. We've gotten a lot of support in the last 3 years. I've been volunteering for International Human Rights Commission. So I'm so happy that I was able to hold this meeting today. So Dr. Maduka, I will let you have the list as usual so that there's no bias. So the 50 global women to reckon with is compiled by Iman. So Iman is not going to be on that list. So because of that, she's going to be getting International Women's Day endorsement from SMM, IHRC, UK, and Republic of Ireland. This is because every woman deserves to be honored. So whether you're having a party at your office for, people coming from another office or their guests, as long as you were at work that day, you should get a gift. So having an IHRC ID card is not enough, but having a gift to say, oh, Dr. Yewande, I'm just your office assistant. No, you deserve an award. I mean, it happened to me before. I was a master's student at University of Ibadan, and I had to serve drinks to the people that came to present their work.
Oh,
They came for interview to be lecturers. I mean, I was more qualified than some of them. I spoke better than some of them, but because I was a master student, I was made to serve drinks. And the person who was even training me was made to, there wasn't electricity. It was made to make sure that the generator and the fuel, everything was okay. And I was like, excuse me? So that was part of the reasons why I left Nigeria. And I even had my daughter in school on that day. I was like, I've got a kid in school. I don't have time to come and serve drinks for. If you've picked a form to come and do an interview to be a lecturer, yeah, well, how does it? But when you're working somewhere, they want you to be part of everything, But it's painful that you go somewhere and you school there, and when they want to pick lecturers, they don't. It happened to me in University of Leicester as well. We just sit down and watch the seminar, and they select who they want to select, and we even vote as PhD students. We voted. People there were no applicants, and they had to get PhD students from America, and I was like, why don't you just call the students together and say, hey, we're recruiting. Which one of you wants to be an assistant lecturer? Which one of you wants to be, but that doesn't happen. They'll rather go and bring people from outside, and it causes a lot because when those new people come in, it causes friction. I've had somebody who didn't let him teach because they said he was too young, he needs to go get married. I said, are you going to use a marriage certificate to teach? What's the qualification? But later I understood. I was married, but nobody would tell me to come and teach because I have a child. I don't have time. You don't have a child, but they want you to have a marriage certificate. So these are things that, the environment dictates who you are. And at the end of the day, he went to another university, a private university, and he was doing well, even earning more than those lecturers that said he couldn't teach because he wasn't married. Because the setting in the Nigerian environment, for example, you can be a single guy, teaching university students and everybody like, hey, hello. And you too, you're hi, but being married makes them, they can't just come to your office and they had it, oh, he has a wife. So your marital status, means a lot. And when I became a widow, I was in California. I had to leave California with, immediate effect. And I saw the changes. And people are like, you're a single mother. I said, excuse me, I didn't become single by choice. My husband died. So this is one major barrier to women. And that's why I'm focusing on helping royal widows. Some women, when they are married to the community. Even if the king dies, for example, they can't leave. They can't just, oh, the king is dead, I'm going off. They're going to be in that palace till they die. But what happens to them? I mean, somebody who's not up to their age ends up acquiring them, like you're acquiring, investments, existing investments. So these are areas I want to focus on as a princess and a queen. As your ambassador for United Kingdom, I'll continue to work with you on mentoring. I was hoping the country directors who are women will be here with us today, but because they've got time difference, the person managing Mexico is based in Brazil, the person managing Canada is based in Ecuador, and the head of endorsement service is here in the UK, but she's quite busy. So she's a Bangladesh UK trained lawyer. I was hoping she will be in this meeting today so that Iman, you'll get to meet her. So we'll be having more of this kind of meetings, mentoring meetings, even if I'm on leave or I'm going to prepare for coronation and things like that. Just always let me know when you want to learn from me. Even if I'm not able or at the last minute I cancel it, you'll see I always send you a video. Okay, you know what, I can't meet you today, but this video is good enough. So I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to everyone who was here today. Ambassador Aderibigbe is getting International Women's Day endorsement from United Kingdom and Malawi branch. So I'm representing Malawi today. And Dr. Maduka, because you are male, you're not getting International Women's Day, but we are happy for you to bring your candidate to get International Women's Day endorsement for Canada.
That's all right.
So your
Okay, that's fine.
candidates will be
Thank you very
getting,
much. Can I?
yes, Canada, I've written it. And Ambassador Deribigbe is Malawi and United Kingdom. Yes. So
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So
Oh.
Iman had add her to WhatsApp, to the WhatsApp group. So I'll send the recording out, and you can always watch and learn. And if you have any questions, always reach out to me. And I'm your favorite human rights ambassador. But I am first a healthcare executive. Never forget that. If anything happens, now God forbid, I'll be off to the nearest hospital, to try and save lives and work with them.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For taking me to Malawi. I'm now a Malawi citizen.
You're going to be working with the Malawi team.
Okay.
Malawi and UK. Yes.
Okay, I'm ready. Yes.
And Dr. Maduka is Canada and Malawi for your candidate.
Can I make a comment, Dr. Yewande?
Yes, please, in 1 minute.
Yes. All right.
1 minute,
I want to
please.
really appreciate you once more. You're doing a great job. And of course, yes, I said I want to appreciate you and what you've been doing. Of course, we've been working closely now for about 3 years, and I really appreciate the great work. I want to also say to the other women around you, women, you're doing a great job. And I'm opening my doors to a lot of you women and your groups for mentorship, though as a man, because like I said, I mentor a lot of women groups, women conferences, fellowships, and all that. So please bring them on, even women executives and their organizations, corporate bodies. I want to do a lot of mentoring, trainings, and coaching of women and all that, because that's the way we also invest in.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So, Iman, on behalf of International Human Rights Commission,
thank you, sir.
Can you say thank you?
Yes, thank you everyone for being here, and thank you to the Ambassador Madam for organizing this event successfully as she does all things. Thank you everyone for being here, and I hope we all take something away today and have wonderful celebrations at home with the women at home and around us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Donkey, gracias, Ashil. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.